Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Empire, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you. I'm more or less done talking about AMP, man. It's done what it's gonna do, and yeah, I know it's a big thing. Q1, they're gonna make the big announcements. Everything's gonna change, but been listening to those for going on 2 years now, and it's never quite gotten there. But I was over on the AMP Reddit. I don't know, man. I'm a sucker for it. It's the original. I mean, that's one of the very first video I ever made up here was an AMP video, and I am loyal, if nothing else. I am incredibly loyal to the tokens that I've discussed, and AMP happens to be one of them. Now, so yeah, it dragged me back to the Reddit, and I saw a post on there. How come nobody talks about AMP? How come there are no YouTube videos about AMP? How come there's nothing about AMP? And you left me off. You guys completely just left me off the list. I am the last. I am the OG talking about this, and I'm the last person that's still talking about this. So I gotta say, I'm a little hurt. I'm just a little bit hurt. Now, I haven't had a lot of positive things to say about the token, but there are not a lot of positive things to say about the token. It's buy, hold, hope. I mean that's it. It's been there for years. It's still there, and it is what it is. But the one thing I could still talk about on this one is opportunity costs. That's the last thing that AMP really has going for it that you could wrap a video around. In this case, is opportunity costs. And if you're not familiar with opportunity costs, let me tell you a little bit about opportunity costs. The downside of it right now is purely that, not that it's not that it won't moon someday. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. But it's the fact that while you're holding it, this is what you're holding. This is hands. This is it. I have a little wobble on my green screen, man. I don't care. I'm not going to fix it. Uh, but while you're holding your token and waiting and holding and hoping and everything's going to work out and don't worry, your money is just languishing, just completely sitting there flat, as opposed to taking advantage of what the market is currently doing right now. And there are so many tokens that are just up and mooning and booming, but you're still sitting there holding this one that's doing nothing. Now, look, it's not about what it's doing right this second. I understand that. But from a basic, very basic investment strategy, meaning that you are going to be diversified in your holdings, at least some of your holdings should be going up, at least some of them. And what you do is you take the part that's going up and you realize profits on it, and you come back and you buy your long terms, such as AMP, if that's your thing. And that's you buying this up with other people's money. But for the maxis, and you guys are, I mean, it's beyond cult like. I mean, it's completely beyond cult like. Watch, look at the comments below. Look at the comments that are going to show up on this video below. How dare you have the audacity not to speak positively about this, and you're just doing it for views, and yeah. Let me let you in on a secret, guys. I don't care. All right, this is a hobby, man. I don't care about views, and I don't need the money because I make money in crypto and I make a lot of it. So just not on AMP. So I do this just for giggles. But the opportunity costs are burying you on this. I mean, they have absolutely buried you on this token. If this is it, this is your investment, this is what you're in, you are selling yourself so short. It makes me a little bit weepy, and that's why I continue to make videos anywhere around AMP. Not to get the maxis fired up, because I don't care about them. They don't care about me. You got a real Hatfield and McCoy's thing starting to spin up over in the AMP community, the cult and the the anti cult. So it's you don't need me to point this out, but I do it so well, so I'm going to continue to do it. But getting back to opportunity costs, the money that you're basically hemorrhaging. I mean, crypto is a wild west. It is a crazy world, but you have to be in something that is going to offset a loss. You just have to, because if not, you are just going to continue to hemorrhage and hemorrhage and hemorrhage. AMP isn't going to, I see no world where this thing pops off 300, 400, 500%. There's no world that exists that I see that happening. I'm not saying that you can't get some gains on it. I think you probably can. But it's not one that I'm going to bury my money in while I wait for whatever is going to happen, because it's been an incredibly long road on this one, and it's I don't see it getting any shorter. They promised you Q1 this year, big announcements. They did it last year, big announcements. They did it year before that, big announcements. But for some reason, this time it's different. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm I'm really looking forward to it to see what's going to happen here. Uh, but no, I didn't want you guys to forget about me. All right, when something happens, I'll talk about it. I'm no bias. I don't own the token. I own just a trace amount. I own just enough that I can say that I'm an investor, or I'm sorry, that I'm an entertainer. We don't use the I word anymore, but that I'm an entertainer and I happen to have a position in it. So somehow that gives me a little bit of moral right to say whatever the hell I want to say. But that really is the alpha and the omega for me on this particular token, is the opportunity cost. Man, they are brutal, brutal. As Bitcoin, you Bitcoin amp was sitting at about the same price right here when Bitcoin was sitting at about 20,000, and now it's up above 50,000, and Bitcoin is, I'm sorry, an amp is still kind of sitting right here. That's a perfect illustration of opportunity costs. And if you continue to just simply leave it in here, in this token that right now effectively does nothing, the Spend app, then it's not going to get better for you, man. The ride is not going to. It's not going to. I don't see it accelerating. But anyway, that's it. That's all I had on this one, man. You guys, I'm a little bit hurt that even the Maxis didn't pop on here and say the fat old man, the fat old ball guy that talks about AMP. You didn't even mention me, man. I'm a little bit disappointed. Guys, I'll tell you what. I will try to do better. I can bring you 3 or 4 of these a week if you want. It's not that much trouble for me. So anyway, questions or comments? We got a live stream tonight, by the way. If you guys want to see what to do and how to do smart investing, we have a live stream tonight, 1800 Central. You should really stop by. All right, you might learn something. Anyway, questions, comments, Scott at thepodcast.com, and I answer any and all. You would think I get a lot of emails. I certainly do not. And that's it, man. Until next time, guys. Please stay safe and please be smarter with your money than that. So that's it, guys. Cheers.